Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Kengan Omega Chapter 75. We got a great chapter this week with the end of the third round of the Purgatory versus Kengan tournament. Putting this at the shortest fight of the tournament so far, I think we only got 4 chapters out of it? Yeah, 4, I think? Yeah. So let's see, we had the introduction of the fighters, the first chapter of them doing combat, Toa's technique. Okay, so we got 5. Still the shortest because the one shortest after this was Carlos versus Gao-Lang, and that was 6 chapters. So this one's been much shorter by comparison, with Julius coming out on top. Finally, the first win for Kengan. Now, how does he pull this off? He does this through his Godkiller knot technique. The full name translates into Godkiller rock drills, which is really fucking cool on the first half, and then kind of drops off with the rock drill stuff, but it doesn't matter that much. Essentially, what Julius is doing is muscle control, which, from what I have heard, is something that bodybuilders can do sometimes. There are some bodybuilders that can do it, but not to this extent, of course, because, it's a battle manga, and Julius is a freak of nature in defiance of God created by science, and he's able to control his muscles to such an absurd extent that no one else in the world can do it. I think this is also the first time Julius has been referred to as the martyr of muscles, or someone who's given up everything in the sake of his muscles. Which, if you think about it, is true. I mean, for God's sake, the guy can't even wear normal clothes anymore. He's too huge. Which, if you think about it, if you're too big to even wear clothes, I mean, shit. There's a lot of things you can't do if you're as huge as Julius. Now, this technique uses a principle similar to the blast core, so I was kind of right. As described by Wakatsuki, it operates on a similar function with him condensing his muscles, straining them, and then releasing them. But the purpose with the Godkiller is the release of energy, which sort of repels blocks and counters. So he's using his own strength to overcome any technique, and he one punches Toa. It's nuts. He buries this fucking guy down to his waist in the floor. It's nuts. Or no, he didn't bury him that low. He buried him past his shoulders. Still, it's hilarious. Now, beyond Julius's tremendous victory, we got a few minor things. First of which I just have to comment on is Muteba. That guy knows how to fucking dress. What can I say? I swear to God, there's nothing he looks bad in. Or rather, he never wears anything he looks bad in. It's so funny that a guy that can't see anything is so concerned about what he's wearing. You gotta hand it to him with that. The next thing is Lolong and Tarashi. Lolong is once again the very insightful member of Team Purgatory, and he got him. He opened his eyes again this week. This time, not realizing that oh yeah, we've totally got this, but instead he's like, "Yo, Toa, you need to wake the fuck up. You gotta get off this high horse of yours. This is a huge problem." Because Toa has this god complex thing going on that we established in the last chapter, and he believes that his breathing mountain technique can overcome anything, and because of it, he's the strongest person in the world. And Lolong is like, "Hey, listen, man, you need to wake up and smell the roses here. You need to take a look at reality." And as a result, Toa gets his fucking face smashed into the ground. Now with Tarashi, I know a lot of people have talked about this just from looking at him and because of his hairstyle. You cannot tell me that with this hairstyle and with that jawline, he does not look like fucking Kano. I know we've been getting some clone stuff lately. It'd be really weird if we had 3 clones in this tournament. You have Gao, you have the Meguro, the Meguro guy. I don't remember if he is Meguro's first name or last name. Well, he wouldn't have his last name. I'm trying to remember which one is which, because with Japanese stuff, a lot of the time they switch around, like what name they use first. And then you have Tarashi, who's looking a lot like Kano, which further leads me to believe that Tarashi is going to be one of the big top tier guys. To clarify for Purgatory, I have a feeling that their like top tier is probably Lolong, Tarashi, Yumi Gahama, and Dongchang. Just with the way the guy, at least in the first round, oh my god, I can't fucking talk. Just the way the guy in the first round was like sort of talking about things and referring to Alan as a amateur. He seems like the real deal. And alternatively, on Team Kengan side, I feel like the top tiers there are going to be Oma, Wakatsuki, Kanao, and at this rate, with how strong Julius is, it's either Julius or Ryan. I think those are probably going to be the four strongest people on Kengan's side right now. Other than that, we of course got the bro moment between Julius and Wakatsuki, just the two of them high-fiving. It's very wholesome, especially considering like the last major time the two of them were interacting with each other, they were beating the shit out of each other, and Julius tore off half of Wakatsuki's face. And of course you have Julius saying that he doesn't think Toa was part of the worm, which I guess means that most of, or at least parts of Team Kengan are aware of the worm, beyond just Gao and Oma. So that's pretty interesting. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about before we get into speculation is, do I think that Julius could beat Wakatsuki, Kanao, and Kuroki, as he claims? He could probably beat the Annihilation Tournament versions of them. Of course, everyone's gotten like a power boost over the time skip, and Julius's Blast Core 2.0 with the Godkiller is pretty fucking strong. There's no like if, ands, or buts about it. That is a strong ass technique. Or not technique, because, listen, you're not going to tell Julius that he's using a technique. It could probably beat the Annihilation Tournament version of Wakatsuki, potentially Kanao, probably not Kuroki. I mean, like, let's be real here. If Kuroki can see what you're going to do, it's not going to hit him. That's generally how it goes. And with the big, wide strikes that Julius is doing, he's not going to hit Kuroki. Now, when it comes to the current versions of Wakatsuki, Kanao, and Kuroki, well, Kuroki, fuck no. Because Kuroki was already strongest in the verse, and then with 2 years of him training, because, he said at the end of Ashura that he's still too green, so he's still training. That dude's untouchable now. And with Wakatsuki and Kanao, it's probably safe to assume that both of them have also done some kind of training and have increased in power. I don't know about Kanao. It's very possible that Kanao may actually be weaker than the Kengan Annihilation Tournament, simply because we don't know what he was doing when he was in America. I think he was in America. When he was out finding himself. I don't think he was probably, like, fighting. But you also have to consider that with Kano's mastery of both the formless style and martial arts, which is essentially Kano getting a hang on his DID, and also with his defeat at the hands of Kuroki, Kano had always grown stronger through fighting people and then using that evolution while fighting to overcome and win. What do you think he would have learned from being beaten by someone? I don't know, man. It's very possible that someone on Team Kengan is at Annihilation Tournament Kuroki level now. I think that's entirely plausible. The most likely one is Oma, because Oma was able to put up a fight with Kuroki while basically being on death's door. and was able to break his arm, which was the most damage that Kuroki had received. I still think Kano put up a better fight against Kuroki, but you can certainly argue that Oma did more damage with just shattering his arm. So Oma's almost definitely at Kuroki level at this point. Kano was already very high up, and it's possible that he's reached that level as well. We'll see. And we also don't know what Wakatsuki did. Of course, he's constantly growing muscle, so he's definitely stronger than he was during the Annihilation tournament. But he may have also done more training with grappling and karate to sort of, give him another ace in the hole, or just to improve his abilities in general. Now, with that out of the way, it's time to get into speculation. With this round over, if I recall correctly, next round, Team Purgatory goes up first. So who's going to go up first? I'm not really sure. I know it's definitely not going to be Yumi Kahama, because he's waiting to go up against someone that's not Kano. So if he goes up first, Kano's going to be like, alright, time to go kick shit. And then he's going to go out there. So Yumi Kahama's going to wait until Kengan's going up first again. If I had to guess, we're probably going to go with whoever is the most, battle hungry. I have a feeling it's probably going to be Alan Wu, because, Kure. Which then brings up the question, who's going next? Well, if Wu is going up, then obviously it's going to be Ryan. We're going to have a Kure versus Kure thing going. It's just obvious. It was just as obvious as, having Carlos versus Gao Lang and having Julius versus Toa. That's a distinct possibility. Another person that may go up is Lebanner, possibly. I just give, the vibes that he probably is really excited to fight people. And if he's going, I'm thinking maybe either Gao or Akoya, because Lebanner, with his, nickname, he definitely kills people. And with the way that Purgatory won the first two rounds by using the rules, I have a feeling someone is going to lose via the Purgatory rules, aka killing someone. And if there's anyone that's going to kill or be killed, it's going to be Lebanner killing someone, or Akoya and Ryan killing someone. So if I had to say the two that I find most likely, now this is total conjecture, I'm probably going to be wrong because I never expected Julius and Toa to go up in the third round. We're either going to get Alan Wu versus Kure Ryan, or Lebanner versus Akoya or Gao. That's my prediction. We'll just see what happens next week. And if next week is the start of the next fight, then we're going to be getting a break the week after that. So we'll just have to see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do Kengan Omega reviews every week. If you enjoy discussing Kengan Omega with other people, you should check out my Discord server. I have a link on my channel. If you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Solo Leveling, and Bleach, I do videos on those series as well. So if you're interested, check out my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.